I feel good to be back. You know, sleep in my own bed, you know, eat some real food, see the family, you know what I mean, get all that love.
Fetty Wap is finally home after 3 long years away. And he didn't waste a single second. He rolled straight into Patterson with zero security and started doing interviews within just 2 days. But then, a wild clip hit the internet, catching everyone completely off guard. Fetty looking tense, pleading for calm with people he's had issues with in the past. The whole thing had fans spinning, wondering what really went down. Let's get into this unbelievable homecoming. On January 8th, 2026, Willie Jr. Maxwell II, the world knows him as Fetty Wap, walked out of federal custody, officially a free man. He served just over 3 years of a 6-year sentence for a drug-related case, with early release thanks to the First Step Act, that 2018 law that let inmates earn credits for good behavior and program work.
Yeah, man, what's up?
How you feeling, brother?
I feel good, man.
You ain't missed no push-ups, been eating your protein. Like you was taking full advantage of that time, huh?
Yeah, a couple chicken packs and tunas and all that.
See what I'm saying? How are you, first of all, brother?
I'm blessed, man. You know, I'm blessed.
It shaved off nearly half his time. At 34, Fetty wasted no time returning to Patterson, New Jersey, his hometown. No security team, no hiding, just pure confidence. He went straight to a family house where 20 or 30 close relatives and day one friends were waiting, chanting that famous 1,738. Zoo Gang energy filled the place, while his classics like Trap Queen and 679 blasted in the background. The vibe was pure nostalgia. Everyone remembering when Fetty first blew up and put Jersey on the map. The celebration stretched for days. Family dinners, local spots serving up those Jersey classics, Taylor ham sandwiches, Italian hot dogs, and homemade plates made by his mom and siblings. Videos flooded social media, showing him smiling, laughing, and saying, "I'm blessed," again and again. His team told reporters he's in a focused, grounded place, ready to move quietly and rebuild with his people. Within just 48 hours, he was already back in the spotlight, sitting down with the Breakfast Club for his first big interview. But this time,
took a lot of time from them. And 4 years is a long time. You see your kids go from here to here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I miss birthdays, I miss Christmas, I miss doctor's appointments, I miss daddy day at schools and shit like
basketball games, dances,
basketball games, football games. My son's first day of high school.
Fetty wasn't talking about street drama or enemies. He opened up about missing his kids' milestones, birthdays, basketball games, doctor visits, and first days of school. You could hear the emotion in his voice. 4 years away left a mark. He also shared plans to start a foundation for kids with disabilities, something deeply personal to him. Fetty's lived with congenital glaucoma since he was a baby, losing his left eye at 6 months old. Doctors saved the other one, and he's used prescribed cannabis to manage the pressure just like they advised.
50 did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? He, from day one, it was like he reached out like, yo, whatever you need, just holler at me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right. And then it was like, where this money going? I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't used to that. I'm used to it's always the other way around.
Shortly after, French Montana dropped studio footage of Fetty and Max B, captioned, "Zoo Gang Forever." G.I. the Kid posted a FaceTime screenshot praising Fetty's strength and telling him to stay focused. Even 50 Cent, who had supported him financially and emotionally throughout his time away, showed love. He made sure Fetty had whatever he needed during those years. And despite all the rumors, local Patterson news confirmed there were no incidents, no security problems, nothing but peace. That's huge considering these same streets once saw chaos and conflict years ago. Now the community welcomed him with open arms. Fans made "Welcome Home Fetty" signs, social media was lit with love, and the whole city seemed proud to see one of their own, back strong and positive. You gotta see what really went down before Fetty Wap got taken in. It all started with one wild morning that changed everything. It was March 26, 2017, around 5 a.m. at the 24-hour Montclair Deli in Patterson. Fetty and his Remy Boy crew had stopped by after a late-night show, a regular hangout spot he'd been hitting for years with no problems. But that morning flipped the script completely. There'd been quiet tension brewing between Fetty and local rapper Raheem Fuzz Thomas, a rivalry that started in Patterson's rap scene. It wasn't just about music. It was pride, turf, and who would represent their city the hardest. For a while, it was just low-key jabs and songs and posts online, but that night, it got real fast. Inside the deli, Thomas and his team confronted Fetty's crew. Things got heated and turned physical. One of Fetty's people got hit, and someone snatched Fetty's 1738 chain. that symbol of Zoo Gang loyalty. They even took some cash in the chaos. Surveillance footage later showed Thomas in a red jacket, white tee, and cap, waving something around while everyone inside scattered.
Were you a part of the Remy Boys?
Day one Remy Boy, me, Fetty, Monty. We started it all together. We was all like down together, basically like homeless together, feel me? So where we just kind of like came up with that, but just building our craft, you feel me? And it took off.
Fetty dropped to the floor as the place turned into pure panic. They didn't stop there. Someone grabbed a backpack from one of Fetty's guys before they rushed out. About an hour later, the drama spilled outside onto the street. Suddenly, the situation got even worse. 3 people got hurt before police rushed in to shut it down. Thankfully, no one lost their life that night. 2 people were taken to St. Joseph's Regional Medical Center in Patterson, and another showed up at Hackensack University Medical Center later with injuries. Word on the street was that one of Fetty's longtime friends, Sylvester Huffin, might have accidentally injured himself in all the confusion, but that was never confirmed. Police moved in quick. They found Raheem Thomas, then 36, carrying a Springfield .45 caliber piece that had been reported stolen from Colorado, along with illegal rounds. Authorities didn't find anything on Huffin, and it wasn't clear who else had fired shots. Reports suggested members of Fetty's crew might have been involved once the fight moved outside. Thomas got picked up right away on weapons charges, but because of New Jersey's new bail reform laws, he walked the next day. That didn't last long, though. By March 28th, after surveillance confirmed his role, police rearrested him and hit him with armed robbery, aggravated assault, and multiple possession charges since he wasn't allowed to have a firearm at all. A judge ordered him held in Passaic County Jail while the case played out. Then came the social media taunting. Thomas posted a now-deleted photo of someone masked up wearing Fetty's chain, saying it wasn't him, but clearly trolling. Fetty fired right back online, flexing new jewelry and showing he wasn't scared or backing down. The tension in Patterson streets was all about territory, personal respect, and who truly ran the local rap scene. That chaotic night at the deli was when it all hit its peak. But let's be clear, Fetty Wap wasn't a suspect. He didn't face any charges. In fact, he was the victim caught in the middle of it all. After that mess, things started cooling down in public. No more big conflicts or street drama got reported. Once in a while, old clips or rumors popped up, but nothing major came of it. Fetty stayed focused on making music and spending time with family, while Raheem "Fuzz" Thomas dealt with his legal fallout, which pushed him out of the spotlight for good. But that wasn't the only tension surrounding Fetty back in the day. Before the deli, before the fame, another beef was brewing, and this one cut deeper. It came from inside his own circle, from someone who claimed he helped build Zoo Gang from scratch. Before everything blew up, Fetty and his crew were known as the Remy Boys, also called RGF, short for Remy Boys Gang Family. That was Fetty's original Patterson squad. Linked up around 2013 to 2014, the group included Monty, Goodad 4000, and P. Dice, whose real name is Brian White. P. Dice wasn't just another member. He was there from day one. He showed up in videos, jumped on early tracks, and claimed he was the one who connected Fetty with key industry people who helped turn Zoo Gang into a brand.
He is my student. Him and Monty are my students. Like, their lives changed when they met me. You feel me? Like, I taught them flows. Like all the original flows that Fetty, I don't know, it's like a style going in circles right now, but like all the original flows, like from the day one flows, those were my flows. Know what I mean? That was my style, but I embraced it, you feel me? Like, cause I ain't no hate.
According to P. Dice, he first met Monty at a local studio, and when Fetty came through, the chemistry clicked instantly. They started dropping bangers together, and soon after, Trap Queen came out in 2014. That track changed everything. It went multi-platinum, the Remy Boys mixtape was everywhere, and by the time they signed with 300 Entertainment, the money started rolling in heavy. But by mid-2015, cracks began to show. The group wasn't as tight as before. In July 2015, Fetty publicly announced that P. Dice was out of the crew, claiming he'd been mishandling money from their shared earnings. In a now-deleted Instagram post, Fetty accused him of pocket watching, counting everyone else's money without putting in the same effort on tours or studio time. He even said he had been covering P. Dice's expenses while not getting anything back. P. Dice fired right back, and he didn't hold back at all. He said he was the one who created that melodic rap style everyone was calling Fetty's signature sound. He used to call it ignorant R&B, a mix of singing and rapping that blended melody with grit. According to him, Monty caught on first, then Fetty perfected it. He even admitted part of his inspiration came from Max B, saying about 20% of his style came from that wave movement. Then in August 2015, P. Dice dropped a remix of Trap Queen aimed directly at Fetty. The lyrics threw shade about how he put Fetty on, only for him to switch up once success hit. He talked about royalties, contracts, and being cut out of the 300 entertainment deal. P. Dice didn't stop there. He kept pushing out tracks, like Facts later that year, laying out every grievance. He claimed he wasn't getting proper credit on songs, getting cut from videos, and being erased from the group he helped create. To back it up, he posted text messages and old photos showing himself deep in the early Remy Boys days. Fans online started picking sides, Team Fetty or Team P. Dice, and social media turned into a debate about who really built the sound that put Patterson on the map. After all the back and forth, P. Dice decided to take his side of the story straight to social media. When Tax G's big homie stepped in, he reportedly gave Fetty and the crew a tough choice. It's P. Dice or none of y'all. According to Dice, Fetty made his decision fast and chose to cut him loose instead of standing by his longtime friend. By September 2015, reports came out that P. Dice had filed a lawsuit against Fetty and RGF Productions, claiming over $100,000 in unpaid royalties from Trap Queen and other collabs. The case wrapped up quietly in 2016 with a private settlement. No one ever learned the real details, but the damage was done. After the split, P. Dice's career took a hit. He dropped independent projects like Dice World in 2016, but they didn't chart or make big waves. He claimed Fetty's team even removed his verses from several tracks on Fetty's debut album. Meanwhile, Fetty was reinventing himself, linking tighter with Monty, his day one partner, to craft hits like 679 and My Way. When asked about the drama, Fetty brushed it off in interviews, saying, "It's all love, but business is business. We had to move on." Still, fans noticed subtle shots being thrown. His 2015 track Decline had bars about fake friends and money chasers, and everyone assumed it was aimed straight at P. Dice. The tension didn't fade there. In 2017, P. Dice sat down with Vlad TV and aired it all out, accusing Fetty of switching up once fame hit, using the crew for exposure, then leaving them behind. He even hinted at physical run-ins, but no police reports ever backed that up. Fetty stayed mostly quiet, but in a 2018 Complex interview, he mentioned learning tough lessons about business early in his career, and everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. The feud became one of those classic hip-hop cautionary tales about loyalty, money, and how fast friendships can crumble when fame gets involved. Over time, things cooled off. P. Dice moved on to low-key releases and started focusing on content creation, occasionally reflecting on what went down. In a 2020 Instagram post, he wrote about real loyalty and staying true even when others don't. Clearly, a nod to the past. Still, that history stuck around like a shadow. So when Fetty came home in 2026, he was stepping back into streets that remembered everything. The music, the fame, the betrayals, and the beefs. The same streets where your close friend could turn into your rival overnight. But this time, Fetty walked through with peace. No tension, no drama, no problems. Yet before his federal case hit, there was one last incident that showed how unpredictable his life had become. The infamous Labor Day weekend in Las Vegas that landed him in serious headlines. It was September 1st, 2019, early morning at the Mirage Hotel and Casino. Fetty had been riding high just days before, performing at the 2019 MTV Video Music Awards, sharing the stage with legends like Queen Latifah, Redman, Naughty by Nature, and Wyclef Jean during a tribute to New Jersey artists. But that Vegas weekend flipped quick. Around 6:10 a.m., Fetty reportedly got into a heated argument with a valet worker. Something small about parking access or delays that spiraled fast. Witnesses said voices were raised, and before long, Fetty was seen getting physical. When hotel security stepped in, he allegedly struck one of the guards a few times and clashed with two more employees trying to break things up. The valet suffered some swelling and minor bruising, but thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. A Mirage staff member restrained Fetty and his crew in a citizen's arrest until police arrived around 8:30 a.m. Vegas Metro officers booked him on 3 misdemeanor battery charges, one for each employee involved. When TMZ dropped the surveillance footage in mid-October 2019, it was pure chaos from every angle. Outside the valet booth, you could clearly see Fetty stepping up, heated, and throwing a couple of fast punches that landed on a security guard before others rushed in to hold him back. Guards shouted, trying to pin him down as everything turned into a blur of motion until they finally got things under control. The whole scene lasted just a few minutes. Fetty was taken to the Clark County Detention Center, held for a few hours, then posted bail and walked out that same day. Later, the charges were reduced to 1 misdemeanor battery count, focused only on that first altercation. In January 2020, the judge approved a deal. No conviction, as long as Fetty stayed out of trouble and completed his required conditions like anger management or community service. Case closed. Unlike the street drama from his past, this was just a one-time clash. No long-standing beef, no retaliation, no lawsuits, nothing. Just a heated moment that spiraled too fast. The story dominated headlines for a bit, then faded while Fetty got back to music. But staying clean and low-key didn't last long. Something much bigger was coming. Fast forward to October 29, 2021, at Citi Field in Queens, New York, during the Rolling Loud Festival. Fetty was supposed to hit the stage that night. But before he could perform, federal agents from the FBI and DEA swarmed backstage and arrested him, along with 5 others, in a massive takedown called Operation Crash Out. His co-defendants included Anthony Leonardi, a correctional officer, Brian Sullivan, Anthony Cinch, Josiah, Kevin Gunning, and Robert Leonardi. Prosecutors accused the crew of running a bi-coastal drug ring, moving large amounts of illegal substances like fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, and crack between California and New York. According to the indictment, it was a highly organized setup, a coast-to-coast pipeline that shipped product from the West Coast using commercial flights and vehicles fitted with hidden compartments, also known as traps. The network allegedly operated across Suffolk County, Long Island, and Paterson, New Jersey, from June 2019 to June 2020, with profits reaching into the millions. Authorities claimed Fetty played the role of a redistributor, using his fame and resources to move large quantities and help keep the operation running smoothly. They said they had surveillance, wiretaps, and text messages to back it up. One shocking detail was the involvement of Anthony Leonardi, the New Jersey corrections officer, accused of using his job to provide insider protection for the group. Leonardi pleaded not guilty and was released on a $500,000 bond secured by family property. He was put on house arrest, fitted with an ankle monitor, and restricted from traveling while awaiting trial. Then came the moment that made everything worse, December 11th, 2021. According to FBI documents, Fetty was on a FaceTime call with someone only identified as John Doe. Things got ugly fast. The person reportedly said something extremely disrespectful, allegedly bringing up Fetty's 4-year-old daughter, Lauren, who had passed just months earlier in July 2021, and even calling him a rat. That's when Fetty snapped. And during the call, he allegedly made several serious threats toward the other person, saying things like, "I'm gonna hurt you and everyone with you," while flashing what appeared to be an object that looked like a pole at the camera. Authorities said he repeated the threats multiple times and seemed deadly serious about it. That FaceTime call came back to haunt Fetty big time because it got recorded. Both video and audio evidence showed him clearly holding and displaying something that looked like a firearm, a direct violation of his bond terms, which strictly banned him from possessing anything like that as a convicted felon. By August 8th, 2022, the feds pulled up on him in New Jersey, arresting him on a warrant for violating his bond conditions. That $500,000 bond revoked instantly. Fetty was taken back into custody, starting at Nassau County Correctional Center, then moved to MDC Brooklyn, while his main federal case played out. His legal team argued that the outburst wasn't random, that it came after the other person on the call threw harsh words about Fetty's late daughter and accused him of snitching. But the court didn't care about emotions. They focused only on the clear violation. 2 weeks later, on August 22nd, 2022, Fetty pled guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute more than 500 grams of cocaine, a reduced charge from his original multi-count indictment. The plea deal cut down some serious time off what could have been a much longer sentence. Then, on May 24th, 2023, Judge Joanna Siebert handed down the final decision, 6 years in federal prison plus 5 years of supervised release. During the hearing at the Central Islip Federal Courthouse, Fetty spoke directly to the court with remorse in his voice, saying, "I hurt my community, the people who looked up to me, my family and myself. I only ever wanted to help people, but I made bad choices." He was then sent to FCY Sandstone in Minnesota, a low-security federal facility, where he used his time to focus on growth. Fetty completed classes, drug programs, and anger management, all while keeping a clean record. Thanks to the First Step Act, those good time credits helped him qualify for early release. By January 7th, 2026, he was transferred from FCY Sandstone to home confinement under the Bureau of Prisons Residential Reentry Management Office in Philadelphia. He was back in New Jersey, but it wasn't full freedom, more like freedom with boundaries. See, home confinement sounds nice, but it's still technically federal custody. Fetty's living under a strict list of rules meant to keep him clear of any old trouble or street drama. He's got an ankle monitor tracking every move, 24/7. One wrong turn or unapproved stop, and his probation officer gets an instant alert, risking a trip right back behind bars. His movement is tightly restricted. Fetty can only stay at an approved residence near family, and if he needs to go anywhere, doctor visits, probation check-ins, court dates, or even approved studio sessions, he's gotta get permission first. No spontaneous outings, no quick runs to old neighborhoods that might stir up problems. The feds also hit him with unannounced home visits and mandatory counseling programs, including substance abuse treatment due to his past charges. On top of that, he's under financial monitoring, meaning he can't open new accounts, move large sums of money, or make big purchases without clearance, all to make sure he's not tied to anything shady. There's random drug testing too. Fail one or skip it, and it's a direct violation. His home confinement is expected to last until around November 8th, 2026, after which he'll roll into 5 years of supervised release, stretching to about 2031. That phase brings its own heavy restrictions. Routine meetings with his probation officer, surprise searches without warrants, strict bans on firearm possession, and limits on alcohol use. Any slip up, and he could be sent right back to federal custody in a heartbeat. Even his associations are under watch. No contact with known felons, especially anyone linked to the prior conspiracy or street-related activity. All these conditions create what you could call invisible walls, keeping him out of old circles, away from risky areas, and focused on staying clean. All those restrictions Fetty's under aren't just punishment, they're safeguards. The feds say it's about keeping him on track, cutting down the risk of slipping back into old habits, and protecting both him and the community. But what about those supposed street threats? The same Opps people claimed he feared when he came home. When Fetty sat down for his first major interview on January 9th, 2026, with The Breakfast Club, he didn't feed into any of that drama. No talk about beefs, enemies, or safety concerns. Just growth and gratitude. He said his time behind bars was humbling, that it made him appreciate freedom and even fall in love with peace and quiet. He called it a reset, saying it taught him humility and helped him understand what really matters. When asked about going back to Patterson, Fetty didn't flinch. No fear, no hesitation. He said, "Weak things happen to weak men," making it clear he's not moving scared in his own city. Shortly after, the Shade Room reposted one of his Instagram messages, a long, heartfelt caption thanking his fans, family, and supporters like 50 Cent, while talking about his new plans for philanthropy, youth programs, and tech and vision initiatives to help the next generation. His post spoke like a man reborn, saying he came out stronger and wiser, ready to move with purpose and use his platform to do good. Not a single mention of enemies, threats, or fear, just positivity and new beginnings. That old beef with Raheem Thomas from the 2017 Delhi situation? Long gone. Thomas faced his own legal issues and disappeared from the spotlight. No new problems, no shots online, no tension. It all died down quietly. And that back and forth with P. Dice, completely over. P. Dice moved on to creating content and dropping chill, low-key music. His 2020 post about real loyalty looked more like reflection than anger. What was once beef turned into a lesson, a cautionary tale for anyone coming up in the industry. Even that wild Vegas incident from 2019, handled, done, forgotten. Fetty took care of the case, completed his conditions, and left it behind. No new issues, no lingering smoke. So when Fetty finally came home to Patterson, the city didn't meet him with chaos, it met him with love. His people were chanting 1,738, not causing trouble. Within 48 hours, he was sitting in interviews with no heavy security, talking about Chick-fil-A, mac and cheese, and taking cruise trips with his kids. Even his ex, Mo, who tweeted disappointment when he first got out, switched up her tone. When TMZ caught her later, she said she genuinely wished him peace and growth. That freedom's a second chance, and she hoped Fetty used it to rewrite his story for the better. And that's exactly what it looks like he's doing. Focusing on family, business, and redemption, not street drama. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives like this one, hit that like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story. See you in the next video.